entre otros. Visita grupovaughan.com o llama al 91 108 3488 y comienza a transformar el futuro de tu empresa hoy.
Encuentra todos los libros de nuestros presentadores de radio en las tiendas Vaughan o en vaughantienda.com.
Escúchanos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar. Descarga la app de Vaughan Radio.
You are listening to Everyday.
Listen to Vaughan Radio.
You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Tune in every day.
Vaughan Radio.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Speaking with Confidence. Hope you're doing well, and hope as well that you are about to take some time off, some well-deserved time off. Unas vacaciones bien merecidas. Whether that is in July, maybe August, or maybe even September. I know someone who does. I know some friends who do, who go away on holidays in September. They say it's better because actually it's less expensive, it's less crowded, menos gente, right? Or both, I guess. But guess what, guys? Not everyone can get away on holidays in September, right? Otherwise, si no, who would be here for you? Helping you speak with confidence, helping you in your language learning journey, right? So whenever that break comes, guys, whenever those holidays come, one thing's for sure, I hope you will pack your English along with you, with your sunscreen, because you just might need it. Maybe you don't, but who knows? Better prepare than not prepare, right? So today's show is all about the language we use when we are on holidays, right? Holiday language. From, let's say, jet lag, right? To, I don't know, check-in, soaking up all the sun, or just to get bitten by mosquitoes or who knows what insect. So we are diving into the words, expressions, even stories, of course, stories always, guys, that make summer adventures come alive, let's say, and that are going to help you, of course, talk with more confidence. So whenever you're listening from, guys, maybe in the car, maybe you're driving, maybe you're at work, at the office, or maybe you're just working from home, or maybe you're already on holidays, or maybe you're on the train to Malaga, or who knows where. So guys, grab your coffee, your notes, your curiosity. We are just about to start.
Speaking with Confidence with Gretchen.
So today is, guess what? Today's Friday, of course, and what's happening today, guys, is our last live show before the summer break. Yeah, I'm saying live show because, of course, you will have all the recordings, all the recorded shows as of, let's say, as of next week, right? And we will be back in September, guys, because, of course, we need holidays as well. So, being that the case, guys, we are celebrating the season, let's say the break season, with one of the most, let's say, appealing topics now, which is holidays, traveling, trips, etc. Whether you're flying to, let's say, maybe new places you've never been to, or maybe you're just going back to your favorite place on earth. I don't know, maybe it's Malaga, or maybe it's Sardinia, or maybe it's Norway. Who knows, guys? Or maybe you're enjoying a staycation. That's a good one, a staycation. Vacation at home. Maybe you're not going anywhere, and you're staying in Madrid, you're staying in Malaga, wherever you live. And that's fine, that's okay. I'm pretty certain you will make the most of it. Or maybe you cannot get away on holidays, guys, because of personal reasons or professional reasons, yeah? Whatever the case is, I hope you make the most of your summer season, guys. So today's episode is packed, lleno, with the vocabulary, some vocabulary, not all of them, guys. With an hour, it's not enough to cover all the language we need for the holiday language, let's say. So we will explore vocabulary, expressions, idioms, right? The idiomatic expressions, phrasal verbs, of course, our friends phrasal verbs. the ones you need to talk about your holiday plans, guys, to talk about travel experiences, or maybe destinations you dream of. Yeah? So, in the first part of the show, I'll explore vocabulary related to holidays, phrasal verbs, natural expressions, idiomatic expressions. In the second part of the show, guess what's happening? We will leave the theory behind, right? Even if it's not going to sound as theory, because I'll do my best to make it meaningful, enjoyable, playful, guys. So, in the second part of the show, we will put into practice. You will put into practice everything you will learn during the first part of the show, but also, guys, we will practice the most important language I've explored with you throughout these past weeks. So, what did you learn? Do you remember? What did you learn last week? What did I talk about? What did we talk about? Okay, let me help you here. So, we talked about the past experiences. We reflected on things that happened to us, right? So we used the third conditional, the past conditional to talk about the past. We also talked about things that happened to us, and we talked about how life would be if we didn't live where we live, for example, right? So we used the present conditional. We also explore, guys, how to express wishes, or from a more, let's say, from a rather, let's say, kind of expressing regrets. Oh, I wish you were here. Oh, I wish I were in Malaga, right? So expressions with wish. We've explored words that take prefixes or suffixes like over, under, right? We've done a lot, guys. So we will put a lot of these items, estos elementos del lenguaje, into practice today. Yep. So that's it. Let's jump in, guys. Let's kick off with words and phrases. Let's kick off with a language related to holidays, and let's go one by one. So first, words and phrases. Words and phrases like getaway, city break, staycation, sunburn, jet lag, right? Backpacking, and many more. Off we go. So the first one, jet lag, guys. What's jet lag? Of course, you know that tiredness or that kind of confusion, or both. You feel confused. What day is it today? What time is it? Why am I hungry? It's still, 6 a.m. That confusion or tiredness that we feel after a long flight, let's say across different time zones. Imagine you go to, you go to the Bahamas this summer, you come back on a Sunday, you have to work on a Monday, and on Monday you are literally lost, guys. Or not. There are people who just get by, se apañan very well, right? In my case, I kind of, yes, I have to say that I'm jet lagged when I go to America and come back, right? Because actually, guys, because of my body clock, mi reloj interno is out of, have to adjust, right? And I have this friend who flew from Madrid to Tokyo, and then on her first morning, she woke up at 3 a.m. She was starving, and she couldn't sleep again. She couldn't fall back asleep. And she kept like, yawning during meetings, because she went there on business. So guys, that's a classic jet lag. That's it. Now, what about when you spend, let's say you go away for the weekend or a long weekend, un festivo, right? If the festivo falls on a Friday or on a Monday, you make it longer, right? So you spend a short vacation or trip somewhere relaxing. That's a getaway, guys. That's a getaway. When did you last have your getaway? And where was it? Was it fun? Who did you go there with? What was mine, Gretchen? All right. I went to Fuengirola. It was I guess it was sometime after Easter or during Easter break, I guess. And that was my getaway. It was short. We left on we left on a Thursday and came back on a Monday. Yep, that was a getaway. Very nice getaway. It was not that hot yet, and it wasn't cold either. Yeah. So that's it, guys. A getaway. Now, next one. Think back. Let's go back to after COVID, guys, 2020. Let's say end of 2020, even 2021. Did you have a staycation? I guess most of us did, right? I guess we had to, because we couldn't fly abroad. We couldn't even fly. We couldn't even go to the south or to the north of Spain for those who live in Madrid, right? So we had a staycation. You stay home. It's a vacation, but you stay in. That's a term that I think it was, of course, acuñado, I guess, right after the pandemic hit. Yeah, staycation, a holiday spent at home or nearby, rather than traveling far. Yeah. So I had this friend who actually, well, anyways, I don't want to go in detail about his situation, but let's say he's facing some situation here, and he cannot travel. Not because of it's not related to the pandemic. It's not the best time for him to travel. So he visits local museums, he tries new restaurants, and that's it. He stays in the city. Yeah. So yeah, he's opting for stay vacation. Next one, guys, here is travel insurance. Do you get it when you go away? Do you not get it? Do you need it? I guess some of you do, some of you don't. Yeah, so that it's this type of insurance that covers problems related to, so while traveling, let's say you lose your luggage, or you don't, but it takes you some days to get it after you arrived to your destination, or maybe there is a flight cancellation, right? And then, it's a bit of a pain in the neck, right? That's what the travel insurance is there for. Or any medical emergencies, right? I don't know, you get, there is something, God forbid, you have an accident, or maybe even if it's a minor accident, and that's it, you are covered. Yeah. I remember one of my friends, she was quite relieved, fue mucho alivio para ella, right? When she had to travel, she went to Rome actually, and she couldn't find no one could find her suitcase. So she had to pay it for clothes, and the essentials, toiletries, los objetos los artículos de aseo, toiletries, etc. So then the travel insurance covered for everything, So she paid upfront, and then she got all the money back. That's it, guys. Now, the next word I have for you here is itinerary, a detailed plan or list of places to visit on a trip, guys. Now, are you that type of person, excuse me, who plans everything, like, detail-oriented when you travel, when you go somewhere? If you do, amazing. If you don't, amazing as well. I used to be this person, not anymore. Not anymore. I spend my whole year planning things, to-do lists, etc. The least thing I want to do while away on holidays is to plan things. That's me, guys. I guess many of you don't agree, but you know what? That's not for me. I just go with the flow. I play by ear. I go away on holidays, and I try to go away on holidays with people who, let's say, people who are on the same page with me in that regard. So we wake up. If we want to stay having coffee for longer, we do. If we want to go to a museum and we get there and it's closed, that's okay. We change plans, etc. But there is no pressure. There is no demand. There are no demands like you have to go here. No stress, guys. No stress. That's me. So I don't follow an itinerary. I don't even make one. The only one I stick to is the one that is related to flights. That's it. There we go. And then, guys, the next one, sunburn. Yes, ouch. It hurts, right? You get red. or not, you get maybe darker, and then your skin hurts. That feeling that the skin is, that's really annoying. So painful, let's say skin that hurts, causing you a lot of irritation, because of sun exposure. Or I guess not only sun exposure, no, I wouldn't say sun exposure, I would say a lot of it. You overexpose yourself to sun. The typical example of someone falling asleep. I guess you know what I mean. A lot of people falling asleep on the beach and then without wearing any sunscreen, or maybe without wearing enough sunscreen. Result, guys? Can you picture the guy here? Next day or maybe next hour, they look like lobsters, and they can't even wear a t-shirt. Right? There we go, guys. Sunburn. And then two last ones here. Souvenirs, guys. Los regalitos. Regalitos, right? Regalos de vacaciones, or whatever the season is. So those small gifts that you buy while traveling to remember the place, or that you buy to give as a souvenir, as a gift, as a present to your loved ones once you're back. I have this friend who every time she travels, she always brings back magnets, for the fridge as souvenirs. So it's nice because, it's as if we traveled, como si viajásemos con ella, right? So her fridge and ours, her friends, let's say, is now a mini word map, of all the places she's been to. And guys, the last one, backpacking. Or maybe just packing. Hacer las maletas. This one is a good one, because in Spanish, we would say empacar, but I don't think we say empacar. Of course, empacar, this is the meaning here. Pero pragmáticamente hablando, we would say, voy a hacer las maletas. ¿Hiciste ya las maletas? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we say hacer las maletas. That's to pack. Did you pack? Have you packed yet? No has hecho las maletas todavía, right? Or backpacking, in the case all you're taking with you is a backpack. If it's your case, you travel light, So traveling just with a backpack, maybe because you don't want to carry a lot of things with you, maybe because you are traveling on a budget, con poquito presupuesto, right? And you are doing multiple destinations. Whatever the situation is, you backpack. Or you just pack if it's not related to a backpack. Imagine someone spending the summer backpacking across Southeast Asia, staying in hostels and living, let's say living off street food, comida callejera, which might be not that bad, who knows? And then the person calls this trip the adventure of a lifetime. So guys, what's your idea kind of holiday? Is it to be there in nature? Is it to be in a 5-star hotel? Is it to be in the city, whatever the city is, as long as it's a new city or a city you've never been to? Is it to be out there in water? What's your ideal kind of holiday? There you go. I leave it there. All right, guys. Then the next section here. So the first one, words and phrases. Next one, guess what? Let's get our friends the phrasal verbs. If they are not your friends yet, I advise you make them yours, because you will need them even if you think you won't. Because no, I'm not going to use them. Well, guys, but you will need to understand the meaning of these guys. So better make them your friends. Check in, check out, take off, get in, get out, set off, head out. Wow, what are the meanings here? Let's go one by one. So, let's go one by one. So check in, check out, guys, quite easy to infer, right? We checked in at 3 p.m. and then we had a quick nap, and then we needed to check out before 11. Which makes me think that, I don't know, but why do we always have to check in past 3 p.m. and then we always have to check out before 11? Of course, I understand they have to clean the room, etc., the bedroom, blah, blah, blah. But imagine you get to the place or your destination at 11 a.m. and then you have to wait until 3 p.m. when what you want to do is just to get into your bedroom and then, put things away and then get dressed and ready to start your holidays. But then the checkout, you have to leave before 11 a.m. I don't know. I just guess that even if we need to pay something extra, I think we should have the option of checking in earlier and then check out later. All right, guys, now to take off, right? The plane leaves the ground, right? The plane leaves the ground. Imagine, so to take off is as well related to when you remove an item from an item you're wearing, whatever the item is, and earrings or maybe makeup or anything you weren't born with. You take it off, you remove it from your body, from your hair, from your face. Imagine a plane, guys. How to put it here? A plane removing itself from the ground, retirándose del suelo. I don't know if it makes sense. Well, I'm just giving you this example for you to kind of understand why we use take off here. So a plane takes off, despegar, right? But before the takeoff, antes del despegue, what did you do? You got into the plane, or you got on the plane, actually. You got on the plane, yeah? Te subes al avión. Now, in the case of get in, you get into, let's say, a car. It's smaller. It requires a physical movement, right? So you get into a taxi, and then you get out of the taxi. So let me share a story here so that you can get the feel of all these phrasal verbs. Sergio and Lucia set off on their trip through Portugal. Yeah, they started the trip in Portugal. They checked into a charming old hotel in Porto. On their second day, they ran out of sunscreen and had to borrow some from a friendly couple they had met while looking around the Riviera district. So that's it. We have set off. You start your holidays. Check in. We just did it. To run out of something. Yeah, you have a resource and you're out of that resource, or you are running out of that resource. You have very little left. And then that's it. And look around. So they started, just to have a look around, just to let's maybe sightsee and hacer un poco de turismo. That's it, guys. Those are the phrasal verbs I wanted to get you to connect with. And then the next segment I have for you here are expressions, idiomatic expressions to talk about holidays. So how many expressions can you think of in terms of holidays? That's it. To take a break. That's one. Tomarse un descanso. Tomarse un descanso, to take a break. What else? To get away from. That's it. I'm getting away from the noisy city. That's it. Alejarse un poco de. To get away from it all, right? Another one here I have for you is to leave out of a suitcase. To leave out of a suitcase, guys. I'll explain in a few seconds. And then, guys, the last one is to be bitten by the travel bug. Te picó el bichillo. I don't know if we say it this way in Spanish. So, meaning that you just feel like doing something, like that. You have it in your mind, right? Okay, let's go one by one example at a time. So, imagine when I went to Fuengirola last Easter. Why did I do it? I just needed to get away from it all. From it all meaning work, the routine at home, and everything. Yeah, so that's why I got away from it all, and I went to Fuengirola. after the trip, guys, after the trip to Fuengirola, I got bitten by the travel bug, meaning that I wanted to travel much more. That's it. All right. And then, quick story for you here. Another one, not mine. Laura. Let's say it's Laura. Yeah. She went to Greece, and during her holidays, she spent her mornings soaking up the sun, absorbiendo todo el sol, tomando muchísimo sol, right? And in her afternoons, she would explore the city. She didn't check her emails, not even once. By the end of the trip, she was completely recharged. She felt completely rested and already planning the next one. Now, guys, what's the best break you've ever taken? That's it. I guess you will need to reflect on that one. All right, guys, it's time for a short break. Stretch your legs, grab some water, but don't go too far, guys. In the second part of the show, we are going to put everything we've explored today and during the last past weeks.
Lo que oyes.
You're listening to the right radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Estas vacaciones, haz un viaje para tu inglés. Con los cursos intensivos semanales de Vaughan, mejora tu inglés durante cualquier periodo vacacional. Navidad, Semana Santa, verano, tú decides cuándo. Una semana para mejorar tu fluidez. Gana confianza al hablar. Aprovecha tu tiempo libre al máximo. Y lo mejor es que puedes reservar tu curso desde ya para asegurarte tu plaza en el momento que prefieras. No dejes pasar la oportunidad de avanzar en tu inglés estas vacaciones. Entra en grupovaughan.com/intensivos y contrata tu semana intensiva hoy mismo, porque tu inglés también merece unas vacaciones.
Mommy, Daddy, these summer English books are so much fun.
¿Quieres que este verano tus hijos repasen inglés de forma divertida? Tenemos justo lo que necesitas. Llega Summer English. Listen, practice, learn. La nueva colección de cuadernos de Vaughan para niños de primero a sexto de primaria. Con juegos, gramática, vocabulario, audios y actividades online. Todo al más puro estilo Vaughan. Ya disponibles en vaughantienda.com y librerías seleccionadas. Este verano, aprender inglés será su plan favorito.
¿Quieres mejorar tu inglés sin complicaciones? Vaughan Inglés 4.0 es el curso de inglés más completo en formato audio, con casi 600 clases desde cero hasta nivel avanzado. Paso a paso, donde y cuando quieras. Claro, práctico y eficaz. Gramática, vocabulario, pronunciación y sobre todo, resultados. Busca nuestro podcast Vaughan Inglés 4.0 en iVoox.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps, con cabañas, actividades acuáticas, multiaventura, nuevos amigos y entornos increíbles donde aprenderán a resolver situaciones cotidianas en inglés sin darse cuenta. Más de 3.000 niños viven nuestras inversiones cada año. Encuentra tu mejor Summer Camp sin salir de España. Contrata tu mejor camp.
Come to learn with us at Vaughan.
¿Te apuntas?
En Vaughan Town hay un antes y un después. El antes es inseguridad, titubeo, fastidio. El después es confianza, convicción y arrojo. Y esto en solo 6 días.
El mayor ambiente lingüístico jamás creado, con la mayor variedad de acentos nativos nunca antes reunidos. Vaughan Town, el pueblo anglo de Vaughan. Vaughan Town. Rechaza imitaciones. Infórmate en el 911335833.
Vaughan Town. Cambia tu inglés ya.
Encuentra todos los libros de nuestros presentadores de radio en las tiendas Vaughan. Nosotros te ayudamos a encontrar el libro perfecto para ti, para todos los niveles y edades. También encontrarás libros de alemán, francés y mucho más. Estamos en calle Orense 75, en Madrid, o en nuestras 6 delegaciones por España. Ven a vernos o visita vaughantienda.com. Vaughan, Learn English.
Escúchanos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar. Descarga la app de Vaughan Radio.
You are listening to Everyday.
To listen to Vaughan Radio.
You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Tune in every day.
Vaughan Radio.
Speaking with confidence with Gretchen.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Speaking with Confidence. I hope you're feeling refreshed and ready, guys, because guess what? It's practice time. Now that we have explored the vocabulary of traveling, trips, holidays, we shared stories during the first part of the show. We unpacked, revelamos, let's say. We unpacked the meaning behind some holiday expressions. It's time to bring it all together, guys. It's time to put into practice. Yeah, in the second part of the show, we are going to, let's say, activate that language. Because one thing is to listen to me telling you about stories, using the language, you taking it in, right? Asimilarlo, you take it in, you understand it, you notice the language, you notice, you see it. You cannot learn something unless you notice it, right? So you notice the language, and then you practice the language, and eventually you learn it, right? You learn it when you, not only you noticed it, you put it into practice, and then you're able to use it without having anyone around to help you with. That's it. That's when the learning kicks off, guys. So let's go step by step. So we will revisit phrases, the phrases we explored, vocabulary from the first part of the show. But guess what? There is a tweak here, because as I said, guys, today is the final live show, right? So we will mix all this language you learned, or this language you were exposed to during the first part of the show. We will mix it with some of the key structures we explored throughout this season. Let's say for the past, 5 weeks. Yeah? So structures like the second conditional, the third conditional, expressions with I wish, prefixes, suffixes, and much more. Yeah? Let's see how much you remember, guys. Yeah? So you will do rephrasing. You will be rephrasing sentences in a playful way, right? So how? In a playful and meaningful way, de manera significante, con relevancia, yeah? In a meaningful way and with context that is relevant to our lives, yeah? So we will explore, we will talk about past summers, yeah? We will reflect on our experiences, from last summer, right? We will even, let's say, imagine how our summer would have been like. It would have been like, last year, if we hadn't done what we did, right? That's why I say it might be a bit playful, right? So this is it. This is your time to shine. This is your time to speak confidently and enjoy using your English. So let's dive in, right, guys? So before diving in, think of this rephrasing activity as if you were giving English a makeover, una reparación, right? A makeover, like you make it over, you make it again, yeah? You're going to swap, cambiar, the plain language I'm going to use for, let's say, a more sophisticated language. So the basic language I'll give you for a more, let's say, colorful language, Yeah. So as an example, let's try only one together. If I say, I stayed in the city last summer, what's the language here I need you to use to make it more playful, more natural, more vivid? That's it. It's a staycation. I had a staycation last summer. Rather than say I stay in the city, which is amazing, is good. But I had a staycation. You just show that you master the language. Yep. Awesome. Let's do it. Next one. I felt tired after my flight to New York. I felt tired and a bit dizzy and a bit confused. I didn't know what day I was living in. I felt this way after my flight to New York, after coming back from New York. That's it. I had jet lag. I was jet lagged. Yeah, I was jet lagged. Well done. There we go. Next one. We went away for a weekend trip. We went away just for 2 days, 3 days. That's it. We had a getaway. We had a getaway last month. Well done. Una escapadita, right? Una escapada. We had a getaway. Well done. Next one. I always bring small gifts from my trips. I always bring small gifts to my friends from my trips. That's it. I always buy souvenirs from my friends. That's it. There we go. Next one. I traveled across Europe with only a backpack. That's it. That's all I needed. That's all I took with me. All right. I understand this one might be a bit tricky. So the infinitive here, or the expression, is to go backpacking. Remember, we explored the word backpacking, yeah? But in this case, I traveled across Europe with only a backpack. I went backpacking. That's it. Well done. Me fui solo con una mochila por toda Europa, right? There we go. Next one. I got a red face from the sun last summer. Last summer, I got a red face from the sun. I got red face from the sun. It's grammatically correct, but you have sunburn. That's it. I got sunburned, or I got a sunburn. I got a sunburn, noun, sustantivo, or I got sunburned, right? Which would be the past participle, and this one would be kind of a passive voice. There we go. Next one. We planned every stop of the journey. We are detail-oriented, and we planned every stop of the journey. That's not me, guys. That's just an example I'm giving you, because as if you remember what I shared with you earlier, I'm not that person. Not anymore. I used to, though, but not anymore. That's it. We made an itinerary. Well done. Amazing. Perfection. There we go. Next one. All right. I stayed home for the holidays. Last Christmas, I stayed home for the holidays. That's it. I had a staycation. I wonder if we have a term in Spanish to say an equivalent to staycation. Vacaciones en casa. What do you think? Yeah, maybe vacaciones en casa. Yep. All right. Next one. I paid extra in case, or let's go again. I always pay extra for a service, or I pay for a specific service in case I lose my luggage. What is it that you pay for to cover, let's say experiences that are not, or events that are not that pleasant, que no son muy agradables? That's it. You buy a travel insurance. That's it. There we go. Last but not least, guys, I needed to rest. Last Easter, and I went to Fuengirola. Of course, to take a break. I needed to take a break. I needed to take a break. Amazing, guys. That's it. That's how you go from a basic language, from, let's say, a plain, insípido, let's say, a plain language, to a more colorful language, a more vivid language, a more sophisticated language as well, right? A more natural language as well. All right. Now that you know this, let's go to the big stuff today, guys. So this is when you are going to put into practice all the tools you have acquired for the past, let's say, few weeks. Yeah, I'm going to give you a sentence, and Spanish guys, I'm going to give you one by one. Your job, of course, is to translate it. But guess what? We will be working not only on the language you just learned, but also the structures. So you will need the vocabulary and the structures, the grammar and everything, right? So I'll say a sentence related to trips, holidays. Your only task is to translate it. I know. It's not like a tiny task, but guys, you've come all this way, and I'm pretty certain you are going to do your best. Off we go. El vuelo se retrasó y tuvimos que esperar 2 horas en la puerta. That's it. The flight was delayed, and we had to wait for 2 hours at the gate. Does it ring a bell? ¿O suena familiar? I guess it does, guys. Next one. Nos levantamos temprano y comenzamos el viaje a las 7 de la mañana. That's it. We set off early. Set off, O-F-F, O-W-F, right? We set off early and start the trip at 7. There we go. Next one. Sigo pensando en nuestras vacaciones en Italia. Let me go again. Sigo pensando en nuestras pequeñas vacaciones en Italia, or sigo pensando en nuestra escapada a Italia, or en Italia. That's it. I keep thinking about our getaway in Italy, Well done, getaway. Amazing. Next one. Se me olvidó el protector solar y ahora tengo la cara roja. I forgot. Wait. Se me olvidó el protector solar y ahora tengo la cara roja. Ahora tengo... tengo un poquito de insolación. Right? I forgot sunscreen and now I have a sunburn. There we go. Well done. Next one. Compré un seguro de viaje por si acaso perdía mi equipaje. En caso de perder mi equipaje. That's it. Well done. Compré un seguro de... Sorry. I bought travel insurance in case I lost my luggage. Well done. Amazing. Next one. Siempre vuelvo con pequeños recuerdos para mi familia. Siempre compro pequeños recuerdos para mi familia. Y vuelvo con ellos. Kind of long, right? But you get me. You get my point. You got my point here. That's it. I always come back with souvenirs for my family and friends. There we go. Next one. Después de tantas reuniones, necesitaba desconectar. That's it. After so many meetings, I needed to get away from it all. That's it. Remember, I told you about going to Fuengirola last Easter? Because I needed to get away from it all. Necesitaba desconectar de todo, right? Work, routine, buying groceries, right? Doing the housework, noisy neighborhood maybe, or I don't know, the crowds in the city, the crowded cities. So you needed to get away from it all. There we go. Last but not least, guys, nos alojamos en un hostal y compartimos habitación. That's it. We stayed in a hostel and shared a twin room. Amazing, guys. Now, I have one last question for you from this section. Which of these sentences was the hardest to translate? And why? Maybe it was the one where you had to use a phrasal verb. Maybe. That might be the case. If that's the case, why was it the hardest one? Of course, because phrasal verbs sometimes are not that friendly, or we think they are not that friendly. But they are, guys. They are friendly, guys, these phrasal verbs. The only thing is that you need to sit with them, right? And you need to understand them to get to know them in context. If you get them out of their houses, let's say, that's going to be difficult. So you need to get to know phrasal verbs in their context, in their houses, in their neighborhoods, in their countries, so you know what each of them means. All right? Okay. That's it. So you did rephrasing, you rephrased sentences, you took the basic plain language into more sophisticated, more vivid language. That was amazing. Well done. Then you translated each of the sentences into English. That was an amazing work as well. When I say amazing, it doesn't mean perfect. I'm not just looking for perfection here. I'm just getting you to practice. And that's, for me, amazing, right? Now, guys, let's get into that, let's say, rather personal space. Yeah, all together. Let's go through questions. I'm going to ask you questions, so feel free to answer them in your mind. If you can't answer them out loud, feel free to write them down if you can. That's when magic happens. When you understand the language, you have exposure to the language, and you put it onto paper. And of course you can type it. It's easier, it's faster, but maybe it's not what is going to help you the most. What is going to help you the most is to write it by hand, escritura a mano. That's when magic happens in terms of language learning. So now it's your time to shine, right, guys? Let's see how much of this beautiful holiday vocabulary and the language we've practiced throughout the season has stuck with you, se ha quedado, right? So I'll only ask you guys meaningful questions, mostly, using expressions like I wish, or the second conditional, or the third conditional, and all the travel and holiday language we've just unpacked. Ready, steady? Off we go. If you could get away this weekend, it's Friday, right? And it's July. If you could get away this weekend, where would you go? Maybe you're thinking big or dreaming big. Maybe you would go to, I don't know, the north of Europe, or the north of Spain, or America, Asia. In my case, if I could get away this weekend, I think I wouldn't go too far, because I'm a bit tired, so I don't feel like packing, and, I don't feel like big packing. No. If I could get away this weekend, I think I wouldn't go far. I would go to Asturias. Yep. That's me. Next question I have for you guys. Well, it's not a question. It's a reflection. I wish I were packing my suitcase. I wish I packed lighter. I'm changing here because I'm taking this reflection. I'm making it mine. Yeah. So I wish, guys. Of course, this is a truthful statement. Una oración verdadera, right? I wish I packed what I were able to pack lighter. Meaning that when I pack, cuando hago las maletas, I always do my best to pack light. But guess what? I end up packing more than I need. And I end up using less than I take with me. I don't know if you resonate with that. I guess some of you do. So that's it. It's me wishing I were able to pack lighter. Now, what do you wish, guys, you did? Now that we are talking about holidays, in the context of traveling, holidays, summer breaks, what do you wish you were able to do? Or what do you wish you knew how to do better? Maybe you wish you knew how to swim better. Maybe you wish you were able to stay away longer. Of course. Yeah, that's another one for me. I wish I were able to stay on holidays for longer. There we go. Okay, another question I have for you here, guys. If you had taken that trip last summer, think about a trip you couldn't, a place you couldn't go away because you couldn't. That's it. So, and then you go like, I didn't do it, but I wish I had been able to. So if you had taken that trip last summer, how would your year have been different? I'll go again. I know it's a bit tricky. So it's 2025. It's summer 2025. There is this trip you couldn't take last 2024. But now you think, if I had taken that trip, how would my life have been different? In my case, let's say a trip I didn't take last summer. Right, I didn't go abroad last summer. If I had, yes, I would have definitely been, I would have started September feeling rested. Yes, I would have started September feeling rested. Yeah, that's it. Now, guys, another statement I have for you, I want to share with you. I wish I hadn't worked as much as I did last June. Well, let me go again. I wish I hadn't, yes, but working not only as work itself, but working, studying, working, done a lot of things, you know? Like I was actually snowed under last month, but not only work related, also studies, issues I needed to solve, right? So I was really, it all kept me busy. So I wish I hadn't worked as much as I did last June. That's me, because now I feel a little bit tired, which is okay. I can't complain, but I wish I hadn't done as much as I did. What's one thing you wish you had done last month, but you didn't? Maybe you wish you had talked to your team, and then maybe you would have been able to meet the deadline, but you didn't. Maybe you wish you had spent more time with your family, with your loved ones, and now you regret it. Maybe you wish you had booked. That's a good one, because there are a lot of us who haven't booked getaways yet, and now prices are super high, guys, right? So maybe you wish you had booked that summer holidays earlier, but you didn't. But guess what, guys? Maybe you can. It's never late. Maybe you're going to be lucky enough to book one of those last minute deals. There we go. Next one. If you could pick any place to spend your summer, which one would you choose? Any country, guys. No limits here. No limit. No budget limits. No time limits. Nothing. So just you think of you pick a country, any country, and where you would like to spend your summer. Which one would it be? In my case, if I could pick any country, I think I'd go for... What would I pick, actually? There are so many places I would like to visit. Yes, I think I'd pick... All right, I think I'd pick Norway, actually, because of the landscape. Yes, because of the space, actually. I feel like going somewhere where I have enough space, where I have, enough space and then beautiful landscapes. I feel like having, been in a place where it's not that crowded and where there are, to be out in nature. So if I could pick any country, I would choose Norway. Now, next one, guys. Think back to your last trip. Is there anything you wish you had packed but didn't? What's that thing? There we go. In my case, remember my last trip I went to Fuengirola last Easter. Now, is there anything I wish I had packed, but I didn't? Yes, I do. I have something. and that is board games. Yes, board games. I'm into board games when I go away on those, when I do those getaways, you know. Yeah, I love actually playing board games with my friends, and we didn't take any board games with us, and then we felt like doing it, but guess what? We did some other things. So if there is something I wish I had, if there is something I didn't pack and I wish I had, that is board games. There we go, guys. And then the very last question we have here for you, because we only have 1 minute left, is if your flight had been delayed for 5 hours, think of your last trip. If you went by plane, imagine if your flight had been delayed for 5 hours. What would you have done at the airport? I guess there are many possible answers here. It only depends on you. I would have just read a book and then you would have had coffee, both of them. That's it, guys. That's it. Just like that, we've reached the end of not only today's show, but the final live episode before the summer break. So over the past few weeks, we've explored expressions, connectors, conditionals, questions, and so much more. We've laughed, you've rephrased, you've translated, and we've reflected together. So it's been a pleasure. I truly hope this summer brings you rest, fun, and many moments worth talking, guys. Worth taking, actually. So thank you for tuning in, for practicing with me, and for being part of this learning journey. Until we meet again, stay curious, stay confident, and keep speaking. Happy holidays, guys, and see you soon.
Estás escuchando Vaughan Radio.
¿Tus hijos necesitan dar un salto de inglés este verano? ¿Tienen planes en el extranjero o simplemente quieren ganar confianza? Apúntales a nuestras clases particulares one-to-one. Con nuestras clases one-to-one ganarán confianza en inglés para alcanzar nuevas oportunidades. El inglés abre puertas y con Vaughan aprenderán inglés para vivir sus sueños. No esperes más y entra en grupovaughan.com e infórmate.
Mommy, Daddy, these summer English books are so much fun.
¿Quieres que este verano tus hijos repasen inglés de forma divertida? Tenemos justo lo que necesitas. Llega Summer English. Listen, Practice, Learn. La nueva colección de cuadernos de Vaughan para niños de primero a sexto de primaria. Con juegos, gramática, vocabulario, audios y actividades online. Todo al más puro estilo Vaughan. Ya disponibles en vaughantienda.com y librerías seleccionadas. Este verano, aprender inglés será su plan favorito.
¿Buscas el impulso definitivo para tu inglés profesional? Con Master Plus de Vaughan lo tienes todo. 5 meses de clases intensivas en grupo con el Executive Master, más 5 meses adicionales de clases individuales one-to-one online, donde tú eliges el horario, el ritmo y el enfoque, gramática, conversación o lo que necesites. Master Plus es flexibilidad real para alcanzar fluidez profesional. Descúbrelo en grupovaughan.com/master.
¿Quieres aprender inglés a tu propio ritmo y según tu horario? En Vaughan tenemos la solución perfecta para ti. Con las clases particulares online de Vaughan, disfrutarás de la máxima flexibilidad en tu aprendizaje del inglés. Tú eliges. ¿Prefieres centrarte en la conversación o en la gramática? No hay ningún problema. Con Vaughan puedes seleccionar la modalidad que más te convenga. Y no solo eso, sino que también tienes completa libertad para elegir el día, la hora y la duración de tus clases. ¿Solo tienes 25 minutos? Perfecto. En Vaughan nos adaptamos a ti. Visita grupovaughan.com hoy mismo y descubre cómo nuestras clases particulares pueden transformar tu forma de aprender inglés. Flexibilidad y calidad en la enseñanza del inglés a tu medida.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps. Hay 4